Live thing. We are. Okay, cool. So, hey, good evening. It's Lisa Loring. I think maybe I need to come back a little ways. Yeah. Oh, gosh, that is a bright, super bright light, right? We need to turn that off. Let's turn it off. Is that okay? Yeah, I think that's plenty of light. Yes, we like it. We like it. And yes, that is real fire behind me. How's everybody doing tonight? How's everybody doing? Do you have the cards up right? Yes, I do. So tonight we're going to use the, because I'm really liking it, the Tarot of Gemstones and Crystals. We're going to use that one tonight. Happy Halloween almost. So I'm wearing, I have like 3 Halloween shirts. This is one of them. I swear I've had this for years. I bought it in like the children's section at Target. And yes, I still have it. Oh my goodness. Hello, that's my friend Haley. She's texting me. Let's see if we can tell her too busy. LMAO. Well, kinda. I am actually live on Insta and YouTube right now. LMAO. Okay, so there's that. That's my friend Haley chatting at me. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and use the, tonight we'll do a reading for the 29th of October, 2019. I did a weekly reading. That was a good overview. I find that when I do, over time when I've been doing these readings, I find when I do a reading for the, at the beginning of the week, it tends to have like a weekly overtone feel to it. Oh, we already have a card that's come out. Amazonite. Oh, nice. Is this the one No, that's Aragonite. No. And so this is 3 of Swords. Ha. This card came out. I saw this come across. He didn't give an explanation on it, but 3 of Swords came out today, and someone else is reading on Instagram, and I didn't really look at it, but it's interesting that this card would just fly on out on its own. 3 of Swords. So, and I thought about that. He just said 3 of Swords is the card for today, and he didn't really give, like I said, much of an explanation. But, my own feeling on this was, how we talk to ourselves. And it isn't so much about how somebody else would be, or even a third party situation, or even if it is a third party situation, which a lot of the connotation of a 3 of Swords automatically brings in any kind of third party deal kind of brings us to it's what happens when we find ourselves in third party situations, when we allow those situations in our lives. Guilty. Okay, but you feel guilty, right? And, the self-worth questions that come up around this card are worth diving into in a way that if you can do this without getting mired down in guilt about how things didn't turn out, how wrong things were, no matter how they ended up. If you can look at what you did not honor in yourself in order for for this situation to occur, that is worth doing. If you can go there without getting sucked into the blame game and the self-judgment and the blame game of the other people involved, or, any of that stuff. If you can look at this with compassion on all sides, this is an inside job worth doing that will last you lifetimes. And this is a great week to do that. There's a great week set up. Venus is still in the sign of Scorpio. So you're going to feel probably a lot of this coming up this week anyway. That's going to be true for the rest of the week. The moon is in the sign of Sagittarius right now, where Venus is about to go. So I'm sorry I'm doing weird things with my mouth. I had popcorn earlier. Anyway, an Amazonite. So I'll read a little bit about the crystals that are here to support us in that work. So that's worth doing as well. So I'm loving this deck. I found this deck by accident. I went to this really cool place called the Crystal Fox here in Laurel, Maryland. I don't live in Laurel, but I live in Bethesda area, but at any rate, it's not very far away. And I went looking for a crystal card deck. And this was like inside, like in this like weird place where it was definitely not visible. And it was kind of this weird, like obscure deck, but I picked it up. I'm like, damn, this is cool. And it wasn't cheap or anything. Like I mean, like, it wasn't like, oh, I'm going to buy this because it's cheap. I bought it because I just like randomly found it. And it's been like killer. I love it. Totally love it. So what other cards do we have to work with? That's the energy. And so this is the energy that we're working with today. And I would even venture to say tomorrow, and just energy that's, like I said, I was talking about weekly stuff. This might be stuff that we're working with during the course of the week. Here's one that's wanting to come out really bad. Okay, lots of cards wanting to come out. We're going to take, I guess, all of these. Pyrite, 8 of Wands, some messages. So you might be hearing messages, or, yeah. You know what? I said it when I read this card. It's like, these are messages about what it is that we are dealing with in terms of self-worth and one of the things that came up for me when I looked at that card and that discussion was about, like, you can pull the thing is you can pull the swords out yourself. But then you have a tendency to find, well, every time you pull the sword out, and you work on that healing thing, oftentimes 2 more appear, and 2 more wounds appear, or maybe you even like throw yourself on the goddamn things. But, like the reality is you can keep doing that to infinity, or you can take the message, take the lessons, take the message and do something with it that's productive, like work with it in a productive way. Hi, Vesper. Vesper's here today. Yeah, there's Vesper's now. So, the 8 of Wands. So the messages are coming in fast and furious. And I've never worked with Pyrite. So, but Pyrite would definitely be fire, and an 8 of Wands is a fire card, right? Suit of Wands is fire. So the emotions may be pretty high, hard to handle, hot to touch. Can you work with it, a little bit? You don't always have to touch the flame. You don't have to put your hands on it. Maybe put your hands near it in order to feel the heat, to allow yourself to feel the emotion, to be with it enough to feel it. Feel what it's like to be in those situations. Feel what it's like to, what you liked about those situations, but not so much go into like a fantasy land about it, like, and stay with it to the point of, being out of reality and being in delusion that it's going to be something, but what did you like about it? What about it made, caused you to, to want to move into those situations where you are sacrificing yourself? And what about it you didn't like? Like, look at all of those things, receive those messages, receive that understanding. Hey, girls. Hey, Valerie. Hey, Haley. So what is it that you're seeing about those situations? Because there are reasons that you either went into them, and there are reasons that you are no longer in them. And you don't want them back because they didn't work in the first place. Let's remember that. So the other 3 that came out in a clump. Oh, I love it. Diamonds. Pink coral. So we got another 3 card, 3 of Cups, pink coral. These are such freaking fun cards. And we got the Hierophant, which is the diamond card. And so the thing about diamond is it's not actually always a loyal stone. A diamond will leave you. A diamond has no loyalty. You want to think it's loyal? They want to give it, you want to get a diamond ring for your wedding. It's not actually a very loyal stone. It'll leave you. It's kind of funny. Just saying. Again, I'm sorry I'm doing weird things with my teeth. I was totally eating popcorn earlier. And then we have the Page of Wands. Oh, and it's jade. So the Page of Wands. So this is another fire card. So we've got emotion. We've got fire. Then we have 3 of Swords, which is cutting, and emotions can certainly cut, especially if we're dealing with the 3 of Swords. In traditional tarot, the 3 of Swords is a heart, right? I can pull up the Morgan Greer deck or some other deck or whatever, but I'll try to find it. We'll see what the Gilded Tarot has to say. But in the 3 of Swords, you're dealing with a heart, and so even though it's the suit of Swords, which is the suit of the intellect, it's still got a heart in it. And so, and you know, and that's, and I think about, hello, sign of Libra. My friend Haley is a Libra, total Libra girl. You know, the sign of Libra is the sign of relationships, and it's the sign of relationships for a reason. It's actually a masculine sign, and it's an air sign. And one of the things that, you know, you have to remember about Libra and partnership is that you're going to connect here before you connect here or here. You know, someone's going to get to you like you're going to connect to the intellect before your heart's going to like want to go into it, and before you're going to do anything else, really, unless you're, you know what, regardless, someone's going to catch your intellect. And that's what I love about the sign of Libra, because it actually is very elegant and it is very smart. And, but it is talking, you know, it comes to you through the air. It's that, you know, that voice you hear from across the room that makes you go, oh, that kind of thing. And then you go to the heart. So when you think about the Three of Swords, there's a heart involved in that, and it's impaled, but it is a heart nonetheless, even though it's an intellectual thing. So it's the kind of thing that where you kind of can't let go of it, and you can't let go of it, and it's not even in your heart, it's actually in your head. Think about that. The other interesting thing I listened to earlier this week was this wonderful notion. Oh no, that's the Four of Swords. This wonderful notion about, like, if you can't let something go, think about it this way. You're giving something, you're investing in a bank where you don't have an account. And Three of Swords. You can't get much better than that. Although there are some ones that are really dripping, and it's really, really sad. This is at least a little more esoteric, a little more removed. But you know, you think about if you're giving something in the past, a situation, a person, whatever, a project, your energy, you're actually giving that away. That energy that's for you, you're giving that to something and someone else. And you're investing in a bank where you don't have an investment. You don't have an account. You're not going to get any dividends. And actually, they're living off your dividends. They're living off your interest. That energy, that project, whatever it may be, is actually you're banking it. You're basically throwing and here I'm on the East Coast, so it's like, you know, driving right up and down I-95, right up and down the coast, throwing money out the window, throwing your heart out the window. Throwing your heart out the window. How's about bringing some of that back to yourself? So let's read a little bit about some of and actually I have another crystal book here and another one that I have online, but I haven't looked into it. Love my crystals. So Amazonite, Three of Swords. So how does Amazonite support us in, you know, moving out of that Three of Swords, moving into, again, a place of self-respect, into a place of self-investment. So Three of Swords, that's wands, 8, 6, 4, 3. Okay. In cases of depression and emotional problems, the Amazonite that's so funny, reawakens joy and makes us aware of our complexity. It opens the heart so that universal love can flow once again, and so helps us express our feelings even better. And I've heard a lot about the astrology for the week, and you know, like tomorrow and Friday are some really big days. There's going to be a lot of stuff where either we can let our ego get in our way and we can close down that heart, and we can just say, keep those swords stuck in, and we're not going to let them come out, or we can pull those swords out and let the heart bleed a little bit. Let ourselves feel it. Let ourselves receive the messages, the lessons, build upon those, and you know, let the air move through the heart. Let that fresh air move through. Let that fresh air move through our lives. Let that fresh air, you know, take all those things that we did like, take all the things we didn't like, and turn it into something completely different. What about that? You know, wounds are designed to, you know, help us grow. And, you know, because when, you know, then you have these, like, this healing that occurs around the wounds where we've been stabbed and we've been cut and we have had scars, and we can either wear them as like badges of honor, like legitimate honor, or we can decide we're just going to stay in pain. So you can continue to operate from a platform of pain. You know, it's your choice ultimately, right? It's always our choice. And the Amazonite, I love that they have given us Amazonite in this particular deck in order to help us move beyond that. So get yourself to, like, you know, the herb bar. You guys at the herb bar, you guys in Austin, go over there. And there's that other crazy store on, like, I-35, what is it? Nature's Treasures? Is that the name of it? That one there. That one's also a really good one. You know, they have tons of crystals over there. I totally missed that store. I think I still have my coupon things. Anyway, but yeah, you guys have a couple of resources there where you can get some really cool stones, and you don't even have to buy like big chunks of them. I should send you my coupons, Haley, because you can totally go and use those. Anyway, I think I have like, you get something free. That's cool, right? Free is good. Pyrite. So let's read about Pyrite. Let's see how Pyrite supports us with the messages that are coming through in the Eight of Wands. So we're getting a lot of messages. And I need to like revisit. So we've got the Diamond, we have the Hierophant card. So we are making commitments, and hopefully it's a commitment to ourselves. But this is also another 5. This is a 5, I should say. It's the card of change. So like I said, diamonds they aren't loyal. They are not loyal stones. They are there to help purify. They're here to wash in and wash out. And what I really like about diamonds is that they're actually stones that just, when I say they're not loyal, it doesn't mean that they're like, you know, these like player stones or whatever, but they are stones that they just don't. They're the stones of they're actually really important, because I think they actually, in my mind, as I'm talking here, they're the symbolism of what relationships should be, which is being able to let things in and let things go in their natural time. Wash things in and wash them out and let things have their season. So I like that the Hierophant card has the diamond, and I'm interested to hear what their rationale is for why they're picking the diamond for the Hierophant, which is a card of commitment, is the card of institutions. It's the card of establishment. But maybe in order to have that kind of foundation, which would be like kind of like a 4 of Wands energy, right? You need to be able to let things in and let things out. You know, if everything is so brittle, it's going to break. It's going to break, right? There's a difference between like rolling into a fall, or Humpty Dumpty fell off the wall and then King A, hi, how are you? And breaking completely and never being able to be put back again, or being able to roll with the punches. And you have to be able to roll with the punches to be in a relationship. That's a Hierophant card. That's marriage. That's sustainable marriage. That's sustainable establishment, one that grows and rolls with the punches. Pink Coral, 3 of Cups. So again, in order to celebrate, in order to be in that, you know, washing in and washing out, energy, you need, and Pink Coral is of the ocean, right? You've got to be able to let things in and let things out, ebb and flow, ebb and flow. And always look at things from a celebratory, you know, to be able to celebrate everything that you've accomplished and been doing all the way through, you know, to celebrate the accomplishments and celebrate even the failures, to notice it all. And then Jade is in the Page of Wands. So the Page of Wands is, again, messages coming in, receiving divine information. And the Page of Wands, you know, that particular depiction in the traditional tarot is, you know, if this person has received information and it's passing a baton kind of thing. And that's basically what's being done. I'm happy to see you too, King A. Thank you for joining me. That's Page of Cups energy. And actually, I should look at what's at the bottom of the deck, but I will find the Page of Wands so y'all can see him. Anyway, but yeah, Page of Wands. So that's, again, receiving messages. Those are and the 8 of Wands. So you're taking those messages and you're actually going to do something productive with them. And that's my take on that. It's like, you know, you may not be a professional job but at least you're going to make a try. The important thing is that you try, right? Because if we don't try, well, yeah, I don't know. You know, maybe you'll come to a day when you can try. Maybe you'll put that wand away. You can put that wand in your pocket, or you can actually do something with it. And I suggest this week that you do something with it, because the energy of the cosmos is certainly behind each and every one of us. I'm looking for my Page of Wands card, which I may or may not find. But the energy of the universe is definitely behind us. What's going on in the sky certainly supports, I can't find it, but what supports doing that. And, you know, we're leading up to the end of a decade. right? Let's kind of, that lends some gravity to it, right? Let me grab my tea. Yeah, it lends some gravity to it. We're leading up to the end of a decade. I'm glad to see this decade come to a close. I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding. But I feel like as I'm coming in, like I'm coming in hot, like an 8 of Wands. And I am a little tired. Are you? Probably. And it's cool. It's cool to feel all of those things. It is what it is. Page of Wands. So yeah, let's read about Pyrite. And actually, I want to peek at the bottom of the deck here. 10 of Wands. So yeah, that's what I say about feeling tired. Or am I a Virgo? That's funny that you asked, King A. I am not a Virgo, but my South Node is in Virgo. So sometimes I come off like a Virgo. I know Virgo really, really well. Anyway, so 10 of Wands. Yeah. So talk about feeling a little tired, putting the freaking wands down. Okay, we just put the freaking wands down. Rubelite. Tiger's Eye, 10 of Coins. We got a lot of 10s in here. So 10s are signs of completion. We got another 8 of Cups. Letting go. Oh my gosh. So that's really fun at the end bottom of the deck. That's fun stuff. All right. So Pyrites. Pyrite. No, King A. So are you a Virgo, King A? Just out of curiosity. Virgos are cool. 8 of Wands. 8 of Wands. 8 of Wands. So Pyrite. We know what 8 of Wands means. So I'm really curious. Like I said, I'm really loving this deck. I think it's super duper cool. And I'm really just starting to understand, like really articulate my understanding of crystals better and why they work, and rather than just being sort of like blindly moved towards them. Pyrite leads us to our problems to the extent that we recognize the only possible solution is to change our way of thinking and the dissolution of fixed ideas. This is how it takes us beyond our doubts and mental blocks, facilitating perception and further development. So, you know, that's exactly what I was saying. I was just intuiting on this. You're a Cancer. Nice. What was I going to say? My friend Haley has some, I don't know if they're Cancers though, those 2 kittens. No, they're probably more like Geminis or Tauruses. She adopted some kitties around the 4th of July. At any rate, actually 4th of July, isn't that? No. Yeah, that's Cancer season. So in the Amazonite, so I was talking about like how, oh, hey, Cece, what's going on? All the cats are here. The Amazonite was about, you know, I was talking about like changing our perceptions about like the various ways that we talk to ourselves. And it's not only, you know, not only a third, but like looking into a third, they're Geminis, they're Gemmies. So yeah, I was thinking if they were still needing to be weaned. So anyway, yeah, those are Gemini babies. Ooh, the babies. She's got these black cats who she adopted. Super, super cute. So, at any rate, I was saying about how like when we are in this kind of, when we find ourselves in third party situations, which is the first thing that anybody thinks of when they pull up the 3 of Wands, 3 of Swords card, you know, it's about the kind of self-worth issues that we encounter that put us into third-party situations. Like there's reasons that we go into them. Like for instance, if you're not getting something you need out of a particular relationship and you go into something else, or that, you know, or vice versa, or somebody else, they're not getting what they need. Like they may not have the ability to speak to what they need or want in the relationship that they're running from. Right. And they'll go to, you know, we go to a relationship, but then we turn around and we are not, we're still not actually, we don't have the skill set still to request what we need and work that other relationship properly. Number one, because we're not even out of the other one. And number two, because we haven't given ourselves and the other person the respect to get out of the other one. And then the other piece is that we, because of whatever reason, and I'm not judging here, I'm the last person to be judging on this subject. So, and the other is that, you know, in the other relationship, we're still not really able to like get what we need because we're still in the other one and we haven't given the other person, the new person, the respect to get out of the other one, nor have we given ourselves, you know, and ultimately we haven't given ourselves the respect. right? To actually like dive in deep, speak to what we need, no matter what, to like move into the fear rather than manipulate the whole situation. So instead, so in looking at all of that stuff and without judging, take in the information, change your perspective on it. Don't just sit there and look at, whatever those self-worth issues were, no matter what the situation was. It may be you're working 2 jobs. It may be you're working like so many projects that you can't like, even do well at one because you've got your hands on so many different projects. It could be a lot of different things. It doesn't have to be a relationship. It's anything in which you are involved. Take those messages, look at it from a different perspective, and Pyrite is here to light it up for us to dive into. It's a nice dark card, dark stone. And so it will absorb that negativity, that judgment, and let us sit there and look at something without getting too involved in the passion and the involvement and the emotion of it. So, it takes us beyond our doubts and mental blocks, facilitating perception and further development. I'm really loving that I picked to work with this deck tonight. All right, so Diamond. So here's why. Let's see if this booklet supports my little thing about the diamond. Diamond imparts clarity and illumination. We experience our relationship to the cosmos with it, feeling harmony and closeness to God. It becomes clearer to us how important each individual is in his connection to the universe. Interesting. It's a little different. Yeah. So, this does like impart like I said, that level of trust, and being it's the Hierophant card to go with the changes that you're hearing from the universe. 8 of Wands. To go with the changes. Number 5. And trust and have faith. And really, no matter what your commitment is, if your commitment is always to your higher self, bless you. If your commitment is always to your higher self and to yourself, you can't go wrong. You'll never go wrong. And there is no wrong. Like, we're not here to fuck up on earth. You know what I mean? We weren't put here to mess it up. None of it's wrong. And that, again, is just a shift of perception. So the pink coral, the 3 of Cups, again, washing in and washing out. And I will read what pink coral does for us and how it supports us in that 3 of Cups energy. And I keep saying that, it is a sign of true ascension when we are able to reach inside to that. No, and I mean ascension. It doesn't mean you're totally enlightened, because if you're totally enlightened, you're not even on this plane right now. You're in another plane and it's not here. You're still working. We're all working. Hooray. I'm so happy for that. And for those of you who are on this earth with me. And literally, I'm not like saying that in a blasé way. Not even a minute. Hey, hi, Rick. My cousin Rick's on. Hi, honey. So 3 of Cups, it brings, so pink coral brings beauty, harmony, and purity into our heart. I was really drawn to my pink stone. What the hell? My rose quartz this morning. I was really like about that one this morning. Just that pink color. So it doesn't, when I say these, when I'm talking about these crystals, like go with the colors that you see. Like you're seeing this beautiful like turquoise, right? And then this black that absorbs negativity. Like think about these colors. You don't have to go out and run and buy. You want to run and buy them? Great. And Haley, I will send you my cards. You want to run out and buy a bunch of diamonds? Great. I like diamonds, but any that pink, that coral. So this is like heart chakra. This is your again, ascension and connection to God. This is your high chakra, right? 8 of Wands. This is black, absorbing negativity, and this is also root stuff. Can you be so rooted that you can actually receive these messages? This is aquamarine. This is your voice. All right? So pink coral. It brings beauty, harmony, and purity into our heart. The pink coral teaches us to master our life with joy, to know and accept ourselves, and so to practice loving ourselves in order to show this love to other people. Hello. That is why it comes out with the diamond, with the hearts, like with the Hierophant. Love it. And then the Page of Wands. So Jade, how does Jade support us with that Page of Wands energy? Jade is a stone for meditation. It gives us joy from the depth of our soul, imparts a peaceful feeling, and harmonizes and renews our thoughts. It lets gratitude and awakening pleasure grow as a response to nature. In this way, it refreshes and renews our emotional life. So, you know, and a Page of Wands is also one thing I didn't say I didn't talk about was the fact that a page is like kind of mastering its passions, mastering its creativity, mastering its drive, where it's just kind of, it's actually just getting started with that. It's like bringing the message, it's relaying the message, and it's going to hand it off to the knight, who then goes out, and it's kind of, the knight's like kind of like super out of control, right? Like the knight's going out there, and it's, you know, you never know where the knight's going to show up. And then you have the queen, who is much more creative, and she's got this really graceful embodiment of working with passion. And then you have the king, who is, the king and the queen in my mind are on equal plane, but they exhibit like the divine feminine, the divine masculine way of working with a particular element. So working with your passions and maybe exhibiting like, different qualities of them, where, queen might receive passion, and she's also like this kind of keeper of the flame, right? And then the king is going to be someone who's going to be more outwardly directing it rather than, kind of like containing it, so to speak. So Jade is something we can meditate on. So a Page of Wands would also be, this is a time to meditate. Like, how do you want to use your passions? So what was I going to say? So at any rate, this Page of Wands shows up about, trying to figure out like, where do we want to put our loyalties and our commitments? And the pink coral was like about commitment to self. So I do like those cards a lot. And then the 10 of Wands, but we might be feeling really tired. Tiger's Eye. I felt really compelled to wear Tiger's Eye today. And yeah, I really like that. I was totally into Tiger's Eye. I was into these two colors today. I wore these in a sweater today. And Tiger's Eye is all about, so 10 of Coins is all about like, really honing in on things of value, like not being shy about this. This is very Uranus and Taurus, which Uranus is in Taurus right now and will be for some years. And then we have Malachite, which is about getting rid of stuff. And that was the 8 of Cups. So we're walking away from something as well. We're making active decisions, and you call upon Malachite to work with you to help you remove those blockages that keep you from being able to move away from things. So I'm going to pull one card from my new favorite deck that I just got in the mail the other day. This is the Black Cat Oracle. Teresa Luck is the designer of this particular, and she's on Etsy. She's the designer of this particular tarot deck. And it's actually just major arcana. And one of her black cats is the, Cece, what are you doing over there? You're like sitting over there being really weird. So I'm going to pull one from this. It's a major arcana card. We did have one major arcana that came out in this reading, which was the Diamond, and it is the Hierophant card. That one's been all about it all over readings everywhere. It's like, where are we placing our commitments? And maybe you're a diamond in the rough. Maybe you're a diamond in the rough. Or maybe you feel like you're a diamond in the rough and you're like, what the hell? Why am I still a diamond in the rough? I am like, whatever. Now I'm 49 years old, or, maybe you're 36, or maybe you're older than that. You know what I mean? Like, why do I feel like I'm starting over? Like, how can I be in this raw place, which you might be feeling very raw, particularly if you've got this 3 of Swords energy going on. And that's okay. Feel it. Feel it. Feel it. We're all here to support you. Reach to the divine, reach to God, reach to your high divinity, reach through God to that divine wise self that is always working in co-creation with God, that highest version of who you are. All right. What is the Oracle? What is the Jet? What is it's not an Oracle. What's the major arcana card that the Black Cat Tarot has to share with us today? We're going to take this. The High Priestess. The High Priestess. The subconscious, the Akashic records. You have the opportunity to change your perspective, on all of the things that you've brought forward in life to this point. Be in the High Priestess energy. Trust in the universe. Yes, I know, black cats. Aren't these killer? Black cats are the best, Hayes. Hails. Yeah, this is a really cool deck. I do love this one. Trust in the universe. Don't let your ego get in the way. Don't let your pain run you. Okay? Don't let that be your mode of operandi. Because I think it probably has been for a really long time. And that's not going to work anymore. Take your pain and make it, what is it? Turn the tragic into magic. It's kind of trite, but that's kind of what I mean. All right. All right. So King A, if you're still on, if you want to ask me a question, there's somebody who is on YouTube. If you have a question that you want to ask, by all means, Hales, Zalerie, Rick, if you guys have a question, I'm happy to answer. And either way, I'll pull a card from you, and I'll pull it from, wow, Rubelite, Tiger's Eye, Malachite, Gem Silica, Queen of Cups, Smoky Quartz. That was also 10 of Swords. We got a lot of 10s at the bottom of this deck. We are definitely coming to the end of a cycle. So I will pull cards for everybody who joined me tonight, as I do. I will just pull, either if you have a question, go ahead and type it in, or if you just want to think about it, that's cool too. I'll pull a card. You don't have to be public about it. Hey, Gabriel. You know what? I think I will pull from the Archangel Gabriel deck. Seeing that messages was the central card of this reading, messages and perspective. So I got another new deck, the Archangel Gabriel deck. It is a card by an oracle card deck created by Doreen Virtue. I think it's one of the last ones that she created. She didn't create it in collaboration with anybody else, it looks like. She no longer does oracle cards. I just want to be clear about that. She has embarked on a path of a different kind of spirituality, which is where she shares her work. And we applaud her for that. And we also applaud her for the work that she's done, which has helped a lot of people. So Archangel Gabriel, what is a card for King A? Please join me on YouTube. Card for King A. And there we are. Listen only to love. And this is for really anybody who's listening, but I'm specifically asking for that. Listen only to love. Don't allow fear to distract you from your divine mission. You know what? This is what I just said, right? Don't allow fear to distract you from your divine mission. Don't let your ego get in your way. Your things are just going to turn out the same old shitty way they have, because they're not. Go do something different. Do something different with your love, with your energy. Deposit money in your own spiritual bank account. Haley, media. You can reach more people by working with video, audio, print, and online media. What does that mean? Does that mean anything to you? That's pretty cool. I like it. I don't know what that means. You definitely need to reach out to people in some kind of way. Change your circle of people. Change up your circle of people. I don't know how. I don't know which way you need to do it. Maybe it is an online situation, but you got to branch out. That's my job. Yes, I know. And I will pull a card for Zalerie. Zalerie, if you end up reading this, watching this later, I'm pulling a card for you. What is a card for Zalerie? Yeah, I don't know. I think it's more than just media, Hales. I think I know it's your job, but I think you just need to branch out in your circle of friends. Something's up with your circle of friends. Zalerie, you got 2 cards. Prosperity. Your actions have resulted in incoming abundance. And that is a card that abundance is a lot of different things. It's not just money. It's anything of value. It could be like ascension, like a personal ascension goal. It could be, I know Valerie runs, so, maybe she's going to do some, maybe it could be something that she's going to achieve some like personal best in terms of her fitness goals and whatnot. But whatever is like of value to you and things that are important to you, things that you, in this card is saying that the thing, what you've worked toward is going to create some yields. And sensitivity, your sensitive feelings are your muse and inspiration for your creativity. So, stay in the feelings, stay in feelings in order to be in a place of prosperity. Keep being creative. Whatever you're sensing you need to be creative may be an avenue of prosperity. Dive into the things that that feel important to you. Get an understanding of that. Get more sensitive to that. And that may be a new area of prosperity, a new area of growth in your life. That's another way of looking at it. Be interested to hear what you have to say about that, Zals. And Rick, I'm going to pull a card for you. Cece, do you want a card too? Do you want a card, Annie? She says I do. I like when we do cards. I like when we do cards, Mommy. Yeah. All right. Rick. Blocks lifted. Previous obstacles come from fear and they are now lifted away. Which makes sense along with everything that we've read here. Blocks lifted. Could be physical limitations. It could be mental. It could be emotional. Just people who've been getting in your way or projects that have been kind of sluggish. Whatever that means. Okay, so those are the cards. All right, so I'm going to leave it at that. I got some homework to do for one of my classes. Journaling, yes. That was at the bottom of the deck. It's hilarious. So journaling. So yes, I need to do some journaling. So those are the reading. If you have any questions, reach out to me. A lot of you guys who are on here know how to reach me personally. Follow me on Patreon. You can also subscribe and support me that way. PayPal is good too. Any of those avenues, and just like, subscribe, whatever you want to do, share, or tell somebody about it. And I'll try to get on. I don't know that I'll get on tomorrow, maybe Thursday. I've got clinicals tomorrow. So anyway, you guys have a great night. Lots of love to everybody. And thank you. All right. And how do I